Welcome one and all. Come in as you are. Two for joy, another reading for you today on spirit animal or animal totem for me, the fox. Before we get going, I'm going to smudge a bit more with a piece of homegrown rosemary twig. This grows in our front garden and was recently harvested when some of the branches got broken when we were having renovations last week. And I thought, well, I'm not going to throw it away. We're going to waft some lovely rosemary scented smoke on this reading. So it is absolutely beautiful. It's gone out. I'm just going to light it again so we get a bit more. I have cleansed the space. I've been for a walk. I've had many messages about today's reading. So bear with me. I've got my notes so I don't forget anything. Oh, this is lovely. Lovely. It smells so lovely. Gorgeous. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, wafting through. The other beautiful thing we've got gracing the reading today is for my dear friends Jan and Malcolm, who recently gave me a really beautiful crystal lotus flower. Look at this. Absolutely divine piece of crystal. It's got its own 3 little leggies so it can stand. This is pretty amazing, guys. It's so kind of them anyway, because they know I love crystals. But I'm going to use this crystal at some point to scry, because it lends itself totally. I have other scrying stones. I have a flat black obsidian disc that I need to get to grips with. I've never been able to scry much with it. This one just jumps out at me, wanting to show me things. So this is interesting. And it sort of symbolises to me that the scrying for me might be in things that cast light rather than looking into the darkness. So thank you, wonderful Jan, wonderful Malcolm. That graces the reading. So, lovely ones, cosmic children, we have Saturday, 2nd of August. I know, I can't believe it as much as anyone else. Here we are, entering into the phase that might be described as late summer. So we're looking at, for me and for those of you out there with whom this resonates, animal totem, spirit animal. I have many, as you know, but really one of the main ones, possibly the main one, along with raven probably, and or wolf dog, but we're doing the fox today. I didn't want to lift the little wooden figurine of a fox away from where it's sitting on the hearth, because it's almost part of a little sacred space. Then I didn't want to disrupt the fox, but if you look at the thumbnail, that is what you see, and that is what I'm talking about now. So I found that wooden fox on the path in the village where I live some years ago, probably 4 or 5 years, something like that. And I'd seen it for a while, and I thought I would leave it there, and wondered if a child lost it, and would the child find it, or anyway, it just lay there on the path almost amongst rubbish, and I thought, no, it's too beautiful to leave there anyway. So I took it with me. I've always loved foxes, even as a young child, and I've always felt drawn to them. They've given me messages. And so my video today, wonderful viewers, is really to talk to you about animals, animal spirit, animal totem, spirit guides, to give you a flavour of how you might identify your own ones. Of course, you may already know them. and you may know them all, and they have their own meaning for you. But if you don't, listen to what I'm saying, and then notice your world around you. Are there animals that keep coming up in your life in various ways? Are you drawn to certain animals or insects or members of the animal nation? And I include animals in that, but also insects and, you know, really small insects as well as animals, all living things really from the animal nation. And pay attention to those things, because they are coming up in your life to tell you things, give you messages. That's the point, messages. So that little fox, and I'm looking at it now on the hearth, on the dark hearth around the fire, in the fireplace there, looks to the left. And for those of you who follow me here know to the left is the future. The fox follows me into the future. And when we think about the fox as an animal, it's an extremely successful animal. You know, it's adaptable. I did read somewhere a while back on the internet, social media, I can't remember where, it's sort of the top predator in the UK, if you like, wild animal, because you find it in all areas. You have urban foxes in London, you have the red foxes down here in the countryside, and it's always able to adapt to its environment to somehow survive. And there's something very strong in that message. So we're talking about adaptability. And one of the other main things that jumped out to me when I was thinking about the fox and about doing the video and describing it for you in terms of animal meanings and what it might mean for you, is that it is a cunning animal. And in a way, I like to think of myself as a cunning woman, what might have been described previously as a cunning woman or a wise woman or a seer. So that kind of linked in with a little bit with what I wanted to say. So the other meanings, so many meanings, and divine the meanings from your own animals, even from the fox, if the fox is also your animal totem. It's really adaptive. It's very successful in that it adapts to its environment in order to survive. And if its environment changes in some way, it will adapt to that, to those changes. So it's about adapting to change. And that kind of fits for me because I'm also Scorpio. But on the other hand, it almost doesn't fit because it's Scorpio is a fixed sign. So that's the dilemma. Being adaptive, but also being fixed. So that has been one of my lessons in life. It's very resourceful, the fox. You'll find the fox using unexpected ways to find solutions. It thinks outside the box. It has to. That's what makes it highly adaptive and therefore able to survive. And in a way, as we know, the survival of the fittest can go on and survive in different ways and in different environments. And that speaks to the fox. So that animal that I found, that little wooden, I don't know what you'd call it, an edifice, token. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh. Third one. That's the lovely smoke. That got up my nose and made me sneeze. Is there a fourth one? No. Forgive me. So, other times I've seen foxes, or they've resonated in my life, have been when we've done moonwalks at full moon. Yearn B, when she was alive, and me up to the wishing tree. And I definitely saw some sort of spirit fox animal coming out of the mist, looking at us by the tree and then going away. It was silvery, it was moony, it was emotional, I wasn't sure if it was like mist, a certainly felt the energy, but you know, it looked see-through, it looked silvery, it looked otherworldly. So for me, the fox is otherworldly. I feel a deep sense of wanting to protect the fox. I've been a member of Keep the Ban, which is the organisation in the UK that is campaigning to ban fox hunting. It's already banned, it's in law, but many, many people, particularly powerful and rich people in this country, still break that law, and they hunt foxes with hounds. And I'm very much against that, and I try wherever I can to disrupt hunts. By the way, Keep the Ban is now called Protect the Wild, and it's reaching out and helping to save foxes, but also other wildlife, particularly wildlife that are endangered in the UK. If you want to know more about that, I'll put a link in the description box for this video. Have a look at the very good work of Rob Powell and his other colleagues. Shout out to you guys. So, the fox. Now, I knew it was time to do this reading now. It's been brewing. It's been coming for a while, and I've been getting channeled messages and downloads, but I thought, right, bull by the horns, do it today, Carie. So I went for a walk 2 days ago. Actually, if I look in my spirit diary, I'll be able to tell you when it was, because I was gifted by seeing a fox. Here we go, July the 29th. So guys, today is the 2nd of August. July the 29th was Friday? Oh, sorry, no, 29th. Oh, hang on. August. Tuesday. What? Tuesday. Wowzers. That didn't feel that long ago. This week has whizzed past. I'll read you what I wrote in the Golden Spirit Diary for that day. Evening walk, a huge angel in the clouds. Lovely. Then a brief glimpse of a fox cub at the Magic Field gate. This is one of the fields that I go to regularly. And how it happened was, I was walking along the path up towards Magic Field. Magic Field is beautiful as it has a pear and an apple in it. And the extremely overzealous farmer, or tenant farmer, whoever he is, almost cut that hedge in half last year. It was really shocking, and I'm sure all the trees and animals and hedges were shocked by that. So I pay homage and talk to that pear and apple tree. But that's in the Magic Field. So I came up the path, just sort of bimbling along, away with the world and the nature and the fairies, as I often am when I'm absorbed in nature and fully consciously aware of what's around me. Try not to make too much noise, but just going along. And then I looked ahead, and it must have been 10 metres ahead of me, quite close, sort of 8 to 10 metres. I was aware an animal had literally gambled or fallen out backwards from the crop, and the crop this year is very high. Corn on the cob. It's the corn for the animal feed, not for human consumption. And I sort of looked at it. My distance vision is quite good. I thought, oh, colours and ears, looks a bit like a cat. And then it sort of turned around, and before it went back in, it was very clearly a fox cub. Oh, I felt totally blessed. And that said, right, you've got to do your talk. You're being called to do it. I felt so blessed being shown this young cub, because there is quite nearby, not too far away in one of the local copses, a very large dog fox that I've seen. Did I see him this year in spring? I think I did. Very big chap. I've seen him running along the road. And as I'm talking to you, I'm just looking at a robin who's sitting on our metal gates that are not yet hung or fixed. Gazing in. Hello. Hello, Robin. Who's coming into the reading today? Oh, gorgeous one. Anyway, and I like to think it's one of his children, the young fox cub. Quite rare to see fox cubs. I've seen a few in my life, but it's for me, even for me, with the fox as my animal totem, is very rare. Robin's still there. Can feel me looking at him. So it's one of my main animal totems, the fox. So when I'm seeing it, when Divine and the cosmos are showing me this main animal totem, it's signaling good things. It's signaling teachings, it's signaling lessons, it's signaling change, definitely change. So unexpected solutions to problems, that's definitely a thing that the fox does. And with the cunning woman and the cunningness, or the not trickiness, but wisdom, clever wisdom of the fox, I'm being asked to find creative solutions to problems. That's a big thing. So I wanted to share that with you. Just telling you about, so that journey was amazing. Tuesday, wow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days ago. And then today I went, well, obviously I got up this morning, got ready, had breakfast, did all the things that we normally do, but I was already having messages and downloads about what they want me to talk to you about in this video. It only just occurred to me, and I've been humming it kind of since this morning, and I didn't know why. So I've been humming, and I was given the really beautiful song by Nick Cave that many of you might know of. Again, I'll put a link to a video in the description box for Nick Cave. And the song he was singing that I was humming was Into My Arms. 1997, he wrote that. And it's interesting, it's on his album called The Boatman's Call. Now that title is also relevant. The Boatman's Call. So go away and look up that song, Into My Arms, 1997, Nick Cave. Look at the lyrics. There'll be something in the lyrics for you guys. And it was really lovely. It's just a very powerful song, very beautiful song. But particularly noticing the album name of The Boatman's Call, because the calling, being called, features in this reading. Okay. So, guys, taking a quick sip of water. So this morning, what I noticed was many different signs. First of all, I came down, bimbling around. Other half isn't here today. He's away doing other things, gliding. That's his passion. So I'm alone today, me and my good self, which is lovely. And bimbling around and coming into the kitchen at some point, and there's a blue tit in the kitchen. How did he get in? Because the French door's closed. Unless he came in and he was sitting quietly somewhere whilst it was open. And the kitchen windows are open, but only hardly at all, you know. So that's interesting. And he's flapping a bit against the window. I'm thinking, okay, friend, you're fine, calm down. Gently went towards him, opened the window, out he goes. Blue tits are birds. Birds are messengers. But the blue tit really does carry the message of transformation. So, that's also relevant. I think the blue tit for me also indicates smallness. I love small things. As I've said in other places, perhaps not here, I'm sure there's a separate God for small things. I love small things, particularly small animals, but small. If I was given a choice of go big or go small, I would choose go small. And I don't mean, you know, shrink yourself down, don't be small. But just there is power in the small. I love small things. So, and then bimbling around in the garden, topping up the water troughs and looking after the areas where we have the lovely frog, which I'm so excited about. Found him this week. And if you look at the shorts on the channel, there's a couple of shorts. Prince Rana. He is in our garden. It's amazing. So, bimbling around, doing those things, and a little bit of stuff in the garden, and happen across a beautiful hawk moth, an elephant hawk moth, which is lovely and quite rare. The caterpillars of the moths tend to be bigger than the caterpillars of the butterflies. But again, moths are again many things, but primarily transformation. You're transforming. It is the thing that goes through all these different stages before it's finally a moth. But I was fascinated by elephant hawk moth. It's really 3 animals that I'm being given there. 3 animals. So not only the moth of transformation, which is beautiful. Apropos elephant hawk moth, I will put a picture. I'm probably going to do, I did a short video, so that will be a short in a couple of days time, possibly even tomorrow. So check back, have a look in the short videos. It's a really beautiful creature, and then go away and Google it and, you know, have a close look. I never want to get too close to the thing I'm filming because I don't want to disturb it and I don't want it to fly off or be distressed in any way. So we can just about see it in the video. Elephant hawk moth. Well, hawk is obvious, that's spirit. That's spirit, and that's your being divinely guided, divinely watched, protected in many ways. Spirit is always with you. And also elephants. So elephants are very lucky anyway, as a standalone animal, very lucky animal, the animal totem and the spirit animal. But what I was getting from all the things I was reading about elephant was that his trumpet, his trunk is like a trumpet. And for me at the moment, it's in relevance to the elephant hawk moth. The elephant's trumpet or trunk is heralding harmony, the seeking of harmony. And I do seek harmony. I seek peace after lots of things going on in the house last week, renovations and lots of noise and dust and stuff, seeking harmony. We will get more harmony. We're going away soon. I'll talk to you about that at the end when I'm doing housekeeping. So elephant hawk moth, we have seeking harmony. Spirit is guiding you in the transformation, which is the moth. So that was just this morning. And then just now, directly before doing this video, I wanted to go out, be in nature, be in the energy, be in the air, and be outside in my place with the wild ones. So I went for a short walk, and what I came across and was drawn to was, first of all, a lovely piece of wild oats. So these are not the crop of the field that I went through. I went through a few fields. These are just growing on the sidings of the field, so they're wild. And these are wild oats. So this is about, could it be about sowing wild oats? Possible. But it's about seeds as well, and it's about harvest. In late summer, you know, things have grown, they're coming to fruition, fruit is happening, crops are ripening. And oats are very good, and they're particularly good for me. I have little bits of allergies for some kinds of wheat and other things, but never oats. Porridge, oat flakes. Oats keep me well. And so this is drawing these lessons and these bits of information and knowledge to me. Don't forget oats, Carie. I won't. But it's just a lovely golden colour. It's even just when you look at it and you gaze upon this piece of nature, it says some sunshine, harvest, golden phases, seeds. And I will plant the little seeds here. I may keep it just to gaze at it for a while because it's so beautiful. But it's, on a wider sense, it's telling us we're coming into a time of harvest. I'm coming into a time of harvest, but this is also a message for the collective. As ever, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't squeeze the shoe on if it doesn't fit. Try another time, leave it for another person. Wild oats, the sowing of seeds. And this is a repeating message. This was in the last video, I think, and the one before. What you have done is good. You have consistently worked, put in toil, put in effort, put in labour. and the seeds are growing, and now we come to the harvest, which is what this beautiful wild oat sprig signifies in this reading. Another message I got later on the walk, with the walk, as this nearly blew out of my hand. I was sitting down to take something out of my shoe or my trainer, put this down on the seat next to me, and it sort of started to blow away. But also, as I had picked it, I wanted to hold it lightly. I didn't want to crush it. I wanted to preserve it. And there's something in that, and I've written here, hold on lightly to your harvest. Hold on lightly to your harvest. So whatever abundance you're being offered, don't hold on tightly to it. Don't do the Four of Pentacles, where you see the guy holding on to his discs for dear life almost, it seems. Don't do that. You're being encouraged to hold on to your bounty lightly. A further message and channel I'm getting from that is, with the abundance that you get when you hold on lightly to it, it's still safe. You don't need to have a gripping, grappling energy. And I'm also being encouraged to say, share it. Share your harvest and your abundance. And perhaps that's the meaning behind hold on lightly to your harvest. It's your harvest perhaps, but it might also be yours to share the harvest. And my tummy's rumbling as I say that, so I know that that's an intuitive yes, Carie. Okay. There was something about the path that I was following. I have many different routes, but I was following the route in the opposite direction that I did on Tuesday when I saw the fox cub, which was lovely. And so this is saying to me, going back over old ground, something in retracing your steps. It doesn't mean, I'm being drawn to say, it doesn't mean you're stuck on a cycle and you're going round and round. That's not the case, because on Tuesday I went that way around and today I went that way around. I did what I was drawn to do. So there's something about going back over old ground, retracing some steps in life or in some lesson or in some experience. And it might be because you've missed something. That's the message I'm getting here. You may have missed something. So you're being encouraged to go over old ground, retrace some steps. It might be that you've lost something. You know how that is. My other half this week lost his glasses, lost that screwdriver, and I do this myself as well. And what you do is, if you believe in these things, and I do, you pray to St. Anthony to help you find it. The item, was it St. Christopher? I think it's Anthony. Anyway, you'll correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Could be. But you are, I lost my track. Missed something. Yeah, lost something. Have you missed something or have you lost something? You are encouraged to retrace your steps if you have lost something. Oh, I last had that key then. What did I do before it? Or after I came in into the house, and you may find it. So it's the finding of something that you've either missed or lost by going over old ground, retracing your steps. So that's the message I give to you. Now, as I came back through the field, the magic field that I call the magic field, 2 ravens took off from the tree in the copse, which is basically in that little woodland there, the woodland copse. And I had a really strong feeling. It's really like I entered the field, the magic field, and then off they took with a cronk, as they do, the raven. I've now got a bit of a cough and a cold, having sneezed at the rosemary twig. They can normally do their sound quite well. Something like that. It's like a cronk, like that. It's deeper and more guttural than a crow. There are brilliant people on Facebook who will show the differences between crows, ravens, jackdaws and the other corvida. Seek them out. It's interesting. But these 2 ravens took off, and I felt there were sentinels. there was something about them that made me think they were sentinels and that they were calling. So here's that link with the Nick Cave album, The Boatman's Call. There's a call going on here, guys. The ravens were calling. Now, ravens are animal totems for me, main ones, and they're always with me. You'll see, I'll see more of them sometimes, and they will normally pop up when they have something to say to me. So 2 ravens taking off. They were sentinels and they were calling, like the elephant's trunk, heralding harmony with the elephant. But ravens more generically and generally are signs and symbols, animal totems or spirit animals that are associated with, of course, transformation, but also magic and wisdom. And one of the greatest things about ravens is that they are very self-aware. They're very, very smart. I think they have the intelligence of at least something like a 10-year-old human. They'll use items to work out ways to get food. Very smart birds. So it's interesting that they rose up out of the copse to do their heralding, and then they flew off together. But they did that when I was in the magic field, the field I call the magic field. So I was drawn to the attention of magic and wisdom. You're being called to notice, expand upon, transform further, because they are animals of transformation, like the elephant, like the moth, like the blue tit. It's a development of transformation, but it is about building skills of your own inner wisdom and your own inner magic. So this is lovely. And then on the way back, I passed another sign, which was just kind of an old bit of red plastic. So red might be relevant. I haven't written that down, but I'll write that down. Red is the root chakra. Passion, love. Perhaps that's harking to sowing of wild seeds. Can be. Be safe and careful if you do this. Okay. And this is literally what I saw, so I'll just show you the sign. That was the sign, or that was the bit of plastic, whatever it was, on the path in front of me. That again, I stepped over and thought, no. Retrace your step. Oh, there's something in that, isn't there? For me as well. Step back, and therefore for you. Step back. Retracing step. Signs and symbols and synchronicities might be coming through now. Well, they are. I think that's what they're saying. But that sign looks like what some of you might remember to be the old Trivial Pursuit. It's like a little disc, plastic disc that held mini cheeses, mini plastic shapes that look like cheeses, and you had to gather them in different categories and that sort of thing. But anyway, what I'm getting here is, with this sign, the cycles of life. What goes around comes around. Cycles of life. And we now move into late summer. This again is about transformation. Go consciously through the cycles of life as well. But it's also the wheel turning. And of course, from a tarot perspective, I'm feeling the Wheel of Fortune there. The wheel is turning. Transformation is happening. Take note. Notice the signs. Use your inner wisdom and magic to know how to navigate what's coming in for you. And what is coming in for you, I think, is harvest. This is all what this reading is about. Harvest. You've sown the seeds. You've worked diligently. They've seen what you've done. You've been working for the higher good of others, for community, for the collective, for your human, animal, plant companions. Rewards are coming in. Transformation. I love it. So that's sort of the end of the main message. I wanted to, with this reading, pull a mystical shaman oracle, Colette Baron Reid, because she's amazing and she's very earthy and very magic-y. So I did so, and I have seen what it is. I did ask for one. A clump fell out and I said, no, that's too many. Can I just have one? And of course they gave me one, and I did see what it was. So it's not a surprise for me, but it's a surprise for you. So I'm going to just show that to you. So we have lovely Colette Baron Reid, and she gave us this, the sun. Now this fits in with everything we've said. This fits in with the sun is needed to create the harvest, to help bring things to fruition. The number is 5 and 3, and that's 8. We are in the 8th month. We are in August. We have entered the very magical season of Leo. We're Leo season, and this month we'll have the Leo 8 portal. I will be away travelling then, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. It's another road trip, a smaller one than the one to France. So the sun is the best and highest card in the tarot deck, but when you put it in alignment with the Wheel of Fortune, this feels good, does it not? The Wheel of Fortune is turning in our favour because you've done the work. You're getting harvest reward. The sun will be shining, my friends. This is the message I feel. I will read you the essence of the message that Colette gives with this card. Let's hold it up so you can really see. And of course the sun is our brightest star. It's our star. It's the Earth's star. So there's something about shining and stardom, being a light, a beacon for light, being the light. You are the light is the message I get there. I love her cards because even when you see this here, it looks like embers. It seems to glow on that card. Beautiful. The sun is acknowledged by many cultures as the foremost masculine force. In other traditions, it is seen as the feminine in her full power. Either way, it's the most brilliant light for all beings and allows life to sprout from the dark, feminine earth. It can be gentle and warming, close to sunrise or sunset, fall or winter. Or it can be destructive, as in the zenith during a scorching summer. We're having a scorching summer here in the UK at the moment, aren't we? Definitely. Because we haven't had enough rain. But I think, my friends, that's changing over the weekend. If you watch the news, which I do, only for the weather really, Thomas Schaffernacker, the meteorologist on the BBC Weather, says we're having storm flores building from tomorrow on Monday. So the rain is coming. But I love this, looking at the card and intuiting from the card. Beautiful. Yeah, and it's now. 5 and 3 is 8, Leo season. So I think the harvest is coming in for you now, in Leo season. Before we close, before we get to housekeeping, one from the bag of charms, the charming bag. Spirit, the divine, all that is, angels, ascended masters, passed on loved ones, animals, animal totem, spirit animal. May we have a charm to close this beautiful reading of animal totem, spirit animal, fox, for Cosmic Carie and her lovely, beautiful cosmic viewers. One please, thank you. Okay, lovely. I'm laughing because I know what this is. Here we have a leaf. Is it a leaf or a feather? Ooh, that's interesting. It could be either. This is either a leaf or a feather. I think it's a leaf. I don't know. I just get the feeling it's a leaf. It could be a feather, but I feel it's a leaf. And this is always the sign I get when my darling bee is with me. Thank you, bee. You are here, always in my heart and always around me. So this is a message for bee, from bee, which is also telling me that this reading is blessed and totally on the right track. So without further ado, housekeeping. I'm going away on another road trip. We're going away on another road trip on Wednesday, coming Wednesday in the evening. to Germany, another European country. Really looking forward to it. Going to see friends, relatives, things like that. Spend time in the big German Wald and woods and walk in the cool, and spend some lovely time there. We'll take my camera in case there's anything I want to video. But I will be away, but I will put a couple of items that will be premiered. You'll be able to see when they're going to be available. There'll be at least one short and probably at least one little video, quite a short video. And it might be something like the Astro Dice or a tarot or oracle reading for you. So just to let you know that. So we're at 40 minutes already. Wowzers. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. If you've liked this channel, please subscribe. We seem to be slightly stuck at 37, but we're now going to free past 37 and move forwards. Help me build the numbers, and tell your friends and family to watch my videos and subscribe. And that's what I need. I need you to help me grow the channel. I can't do it on my own. I need your help. So please do help. Watch back this space. There will be other videos coming up, as I said. I'm only away for, well, we're away for just under a week, something like that. But there will be content available for you. I'll make sure of that. So, sending love and light on this peaceful August the 2nd, 2025. I shall see you in the next one, my friends, and I'll say namaste.